I'm still developing my thoughts as I do this, so figured why not just start shooting and I'll probably flow. Alright, so working on the roof of the turret, the attic if you will. So we got the frame pieces put in here, cut these at the 15 degrees, ripped them on the table saw. You're going to have some overhang here, so I just took the sander to that to make it flush. You could cut it with the saw, but it was easier to use the sander. Okay, so I temporarily clamped in these supports here, a little helping hand, so I could rest it on there. That makes sure that I did it on both sides, but I removed that one, and you'll see why. That way I could hold it in place and set the angle right while I had my other hand to shoot in the nails, so I didn't have to hold it up. So that was really easy. So I lined it up flush with that surface that we made the 15 degrees. Bow, bow, bow. Temporarily nailed it in. You'll notice these are square panels, and they're not supposed to be. Obviously, we can't fill that gap. That's a little big. I mean, we could, but it would look. Never mind. Yeah. So those are put in. Tack that in place. This panel is going to come back off. Just knock them out. It's just nails. Use a hammer, bop, 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 and then cut the nails off or hit them flat. I don't know. We'll figure that out. So that piece came on there, and then, this is the glory of math. Check that out. Looks just like the graph on the graph paper that we did. Did the same thing for this piece. Put a dealie over there and a dealie here. Put it there, lined it up, tack, tack, tack. Focusing on this point, that's the important bit, that these two come together at the same height, and they did. So it worked out perfectly. Ideally, you would have a flatter piece of wood than what I do, but it's been a while, and these panels have been sitting in my garage. So they're kind of warped, but we can work through warps. Speaking of warps, I did fix these corners a little bit. They were pretty bad, but once we put the frame on there and clamped them in place, put a bead of glue, some nail, came pretty much right back into place, and it doesn't look bad. So then, once we have those things tacked up, we need this angle. How do we get that? Ta-da! There it is. The important part. Yes, that's the distance you need right there. So get that, lock it in, pull it up here, like that, and then boop, that's where your top point is. Now, you're gonna have some of this going on while you're doing this. You don't want to do it too much because it's only tacked in, but you scribe down as far as you can, keep the same orientation of the tool, right? And then, oh no, well, what do you do there? You don't really need that because you have this point right here, an approximate line most of the way. You know you're going to this point. Here's point B. Here's point A. Get your straight edge, put it across, and scribe it. Again, it doesn't have to be exact. We're not making finished work on cabinetry or anything like that where it's bare wood and it's highly visible. This is going to get covered by shingles and flashing, so you're not going to see it. So we got the approximate line, and then we're going to scribe it and then cut it. I don't really have a jig set up on my table saw for this. I'm probably going to use that guy, that one right there. Pretty decent saw. Probably do a video on that. Probably going to use that to cut that line. I might chalk line it so I get a nice straight line. Follow the chalk line, approximate line as close as I can. So then once I cut that, I'm going to, obviously it's not going to be on here. I'm going to pull this off, make that cut, and then fit it back into place. Then if it fits correctly, then I have the correct angle here that I can scribe the other panel for the other side and make that cut too. And then nail both of these in place the way they're supposed to be. And then I can scribe the angle on the front piece on both sides. And then, you know, this panel will be like that. And then I'll down that one. Knock this panel off, make those cuts, put it back on, and then we'll run frames up here. I'm thinking the angle from this panel to this panel is 90 degrees, which is weird. I'm still trying to wrap my head around it. We'll see. But going this way, looking at it from that vantage point, I'm pretty sure that's a perfect corner. And then I'll just have to cut the bottom of the frame somehow to fit in there at a weird double angle. Might do that by hand because my miter doesn't work like that. It doesn't do the compound cuts. So I think I'm on a roll. On this side, for this panel that's going in here, I'm gonna have to cut away this portion so that I can sit down on there and cover this piece right here. So it's gonna have to sit flush here and have it cut out so it goes down. It can be a little over because I'm gonna cover it up again with shingles. Once these pieces are cut, then I'm gonna scribe a mark there also and cut a line up. So this is gonna come off probably more like that much. Is it gonna come off like an inch? Yeah, so we're on a roll. Math works. Thank your math teacher. Thank my math teacher for teaching me and refreshing you guys and showing you the importance, I guess. Yeah, geometry, trigonometry, still important. You will use it someday, maybe. I think that's it for this video. Didn't get to the dormers yet. Obviously, the roofs on those are not done. That's gonna be pretty simple. I already got everything pretty much figured out. I don't think that needs its own video. Update on this little crack right here. Sanded it out, nice and smooth. Look at that, wow. Once you throw some paint on there, you're not gonna see that crack. Beautiful. But this guy right here, I might hit with a Dremel tool to smooth it out. Yeah, I think that's it. It's a short video. I thought it was gonna be way longer. Buy some nail guns. Harbor Freight usually has them on the clearance rack for pretty cheap, because this would not be possible without a nail gun. Or, well, I guess it would. I would need multiple people, and I'd have to trust them to hold everything straight. But yeah, that's it. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. Check out my other videos. I love you guys. I'm out.